Hi, Travel Fam.
Hi.
So listen, as you all know, if you've seen our YouTube videos on our Mediterranean cruise, we have gotten so many inboxes asking us questions about the Mediterranean cruise. People who are wanting to now book and plan their cruises for next year. And so we just thought this would be a good time for us to come on here and give you 7 tips that we learned during this Mediterranean cruise. So just so that you are a little bit more prepared than we were, and keep these things in mind as we plan those cruises. So hopefully I'm the one that plans it for you. But if not, you still keep these tips in mind.
So first tip that we get is cell service. Don't count on having cell service in a cruise port. Just to give you an example, I purchased a personal hotspot to get internet while we're in different countries. What I didn't know is that all hotspots do not work in all countries. So one thing that you might want to do, if you get it off of Amazon, make sure that it's compatible with the country that you're going to.
Yeah, you will literally be in SOS mode the entire time. So
download your maps, your tickets, everything you need before you leave the ship. And hopefully you purchase a Wi-Fi package while you were on the ship.
very true. And to add to that, your excursions. So tip number 2 is your excursions and internet. So there are some excursions where they're dependent upon having a GPS. Keep that in mind if you need those directions. So you keep those in mind of how you're going to plan that.
Yeah. Something else. Your cell phone carrier, if you decide to use your cell phone while you're in another country, there may be a charge on top of that. So if you're going to a different country, connecting with their service, if you have like AT&T or T-Mobile or Verizon, they may charge you an international fee. Or if you don't have international calling, they also will charge you international data if that's not part of your plan. So take that into consideration.
And plan it the night before so you'll know what if it's a GPS while you're on the ship, while you have internet service, plan your walking tour the night before so that you're prepared.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing. They may not allow you, matter of fact, no cruise ship will allow you, if you have like a personal Starlink internet, personal personal Wi-Fi's do not work at sea. If you have your own Starlink, like the little backpack one, they may not allow you to have it on the ship because it'll interfere with their navigation. Plan it the night before while you still have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
All right. Walking tours, burnout.
Tip number 3. Walking tours and being burnout. That's a big one.
If you are planning your excursions, make sure that you read the fine print and understand the intensity level of where you're walking. A lot of these are cobblestone, like in the Mediterranean, there's a lot of cobblestone roads, cobblestone walkways. These wreak havoc on your knees and your ankles. So understand your level, your activity level.
Yeah, because with Mediterranean cruises, I think the majority that I've looked at, they're very port intensive. So what that means, if it's like a Caribbean cruise where you may have 2 days and then you'll have 3 days, maybe at sea or 2 days at sea. This is port after port. You are day after day, you're at a port. And so, of course, you're going to want to get out there and see this country. You paid this money. You want to go out there and see these different countries and cities within these countries. But just do it in a way, maybe do it an excursion one day, and then the next day maybe do a self-guided one where you can be a little more leisurely with your activity, just depending on your activity level. Our mistake is that I planned excursions for us back to back. Like we did Pisa and Florence, I think together. They were 9 hours. And then we did Rome the next day for 9 hours. And what happens when you do that, it takes the enjoyment out of it because your body is just breaking down. So if you're not running and walking miles and miles every day, probably on your vacation is not the best time to be able to do that. So because you want to enjoy what you're doing, and it takes away from your joy because you're like, oh my gosh, my feet hurt. We were in Rome and it was beautiful by the Colosseum. We were doing all these things and it's like, I can't walk. Yeah. So think about those things and plan your excursions. Don't do back-to-back long. Would you say long excursions?
Right. Read the description. They will tell you the intensity level, light, medium, hard. Understand from medium up, depending on your athleticism, may or may not. You don't want to be on vacation to find out you got bad knees. And and bad ankles.
Just know, walking in Florentia, you need good ankles, very good ankles, and very good knees of a 12-year-old. Everything is very hilly. So if you have walking issues, make sure you get a tour that doesn't have a lot of walking or minimal walking, but still show the city if it can.
Yeah. Because like you said, it's cobblestone. So it's not like you're walking on a straight course. Because I think you'll be, even if it was 9 hours, I could do that. It's because you are having to navigate cobblestone. There's hills, there's steps, without handlebars. There's so much that you're having to navigate where you're maybe not be as accustomed to navigating. And it wears on. It's going to give some wear and tear. So by the end of the day, you're like, I'm done. Yeah. So I think that's a big one.
Yeah. And with that, pick your shoes accordingly. Don't go over there with little cute flip-flops and the Converse and stuff with no arch support or anything like that. Don't be cute. Get some Hokas.
Be cute. You can still be cute. Because, I like to wear my dresses. I want my clothes together. But, sometimes, like, I know for women, we may have like a cute pair of sandals that we may deem like a walking sandal. Mm-hmm. No, ma'am. No, sir. You need a walking shoe. You really do. You're going to be doing a lot of walking. And you're going to want to do it. So it's not like you're like forced to do it. You're going to want to do it because you're within like a downtown area. You're in this like small areas. So it doesn't seem initially like you're walking a lot. But it's constant if you're on an excursion. And so you need some walking shoes. Wear your cute little dress, cute outfits, whatever you want to wear, but put some walking shoes on.
Yeah.
And then tip number
5.
This is big. This is what any cruise, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
The timing.
Yes. Please don't be a dock runner. You want to give yourself extra time to get back to the ship. Give yourself a lot of extra time to get back to the ship. You don't want to be that guy that ends up on YouTube and they're filming you from the ship to watch you run back to the boat.
Yeah, to me, that would be that I would care about that. You're in another country, and so you have to be careful of. Like for us, we did Barcelona. So on our Barcelona cruise, there was a portion of it that we did with an excursion, and we walked, and then we had about 3 or 4 hours left. So it was just our time to be able to do whatever we wanted to do, and that's what we did. Is those times where you have to be careful. If there's a place where you have to take a ferry, or you're somewhere you may take a taxi somewhere. I know people who've rented cars. Yeah. Other places, and they've gotten stuck in traffic. Be very cognizant of your time, and if you need to be back within 2 hours, be back in 45 minutes. I mean, that's how cognizant you need to be, because there's no control over what's going to happen next. And that next time, you're going to have to make your way to the next port. If they take you to the next port. So you want to be just really aware of that. And I think this is with any cruise, though. You really want to be aware of the time. What we did, that worked better for us, is we set like the time amount. Instead of saying 2 o'clock, we said 3 hours.
Right. Yeah, we didn't. And because sometimes your ship time and the port time may be different. Your phone or your watch may not sync up to the local time. So you want to make sure, just set a timer, be out. If you're going to be out, if you have 5 hours at port, 4 hours, be back at the ship, heading back to the ship at the last hour. Give yourself enough time to fight traffic or crowded buses or taxis or whatever the transportation may be.
Absolutely. Tip number 6, carry some cash. Make sure you carry cash and watch for safety. So that's going to be like, we'll put those kind of into one thing. A lot of places, if you're you need to use the restroom, there's not a public free restroom. So you're going to need, you need some euros. You're going to need some money to be able to use it. You use like €1 or so. But if you don't have it, what are you going to do? So you want to carry some petty cash, just with you so that you can be able to have those kind of smaller transactions.
Right, because like, for example, we were in Monaco and we were walking through an area and the restroom there, they had an attendant. You had to drop €1 or 2 in the little box that they had, so you can use the restroom. They keep it clean, and that's how they make their money.
Especially those busy ports like Rome, Barcelona. Even we were in Pisa, and we had to go to McDonald's to use the restroom.
When you had to buy something.
You had to either buy something and show your receipt, or you had to pay €1.
Yep.
So get some change. Make sure you do that.
All right. Tip number 7, culture check. Adjust your expectations. You know, things move slower in different countries. You're not on your time. So if you're in a hurry, if you're someone who's a high intensity type person and you want to go, understand that they may not operate on your time schedule over there. They are off, they're leisurely. We went to a restaurant and they want you to have the experience of enjoying your meal, being sociable, talking, conversing with your family or friends.
Yeah. It's not one of those things where like, oh, okay, we have an hour, so let's go and sit down at this sit-down restaurant and you need to be back at the ship. You need to be really cognizant of that and enjoy your time. And it really made us kind of just sit there because we're even like, okay, we ordered our food, we've been waiting 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Get that out of your head. It just allow yourself to
be immersive.
In the
moment.
Culture, and just and it's good for us to kind of sit in in America. I know we're very rush to get to the next thing. It allows you to sit down, really enjoy your meal, and each meal is served at a great time, so you have a chance to digest, you have a chance to talk and laugh. It's really a great experience. So just keep that in mind. If you think you're gonna have a quick lunch, and there are of course those quick service places that you'll be able to do, but if you're going to like a dinner or things like that, put that time in and then enjoy the time that you have. I think one thing we forgot to say though, I think it was a caveat to the one of the things we said with the money is the safety part. Bring a crossbody. So in most of the countries, the people, who are heading the excursions, they'll tell you, be careful of pickpockets. Especially in those high areas like Pisa, Rome, Barcelona, especially. We heard that from so many people. Is why I say especially for that.
Be aware of your surroundings.
Be aware of your surroundings. Wear a crossbody. I wanted to wear like a little cute little matching purse. I got one of the little crossbodies that has a lock on it from Amazon that you can just put and wear it in front of you. I think you had a backpack that you carried.
That little crossbody, it looks like you need to be a slinger on your back, or you can just wear it as a crossbody. I didn't have it to bring with me to show you, but you can see them on Amazon.
Or watch our video, you'll see him carrying it.
Yeah, I'm carrying it all over the place.
Yeah, we were in Barcelona and we were walking, and right in front of me, I noticed this lady with she had a red bag.
A red umbrella.
She was coming toward us, and when you're with an excursion, we said we're 9 hours, but we know these people, like we're friends at this point. And I saw, so someone who's not a part of your group, and she just came and just jumped right in front of me.
And just slid in.
And I was like, that's weird. So something told me, like, watch her. And as soon as I started watching her, she opened up her bag, and the lady in front of me that was walking in front of me, who was a part of our group, she was quickly unzipping her bag. And I said, no, and stopped it.
Yeah.
I was the hero that day, the hero. But it was that slick. And so as soon as I started screaming, what did she do?
She just turned around, flipped open her umbrella to like cover herself up, and skedaddled right on out.
Yeah, but so this, in some places, it's more the rule, not the exception. Like it just happens. It's not one of those places where it didn't happen everywhere. It's very prevalent, and this is what the host would tell us.
It happened on 2 of our excursions, where 3 of our excursions where a pickpocket would just slide in and become part of your group. You might notice them, you might not. And then next thing you know, your bag's getting unzipped.
One of our hosts, our excursion host, he was like, pickpocket. We were like, what? And so you'll hear them say pickpocket, pickpocket. So they recognize them.
Yeah.
So just be cautious of that. Be aware of your surroundings. You should be aware of your surroundings anyway, but make sure that you have the proper bags and you're not, this young lady that was in front of me, she had her backpack on hanging down. You shouldn't do that anyway. No. So just do the things that you can control. Do what you can control. So just be cognizant of that. You're going to have a wonderful trip. It's going to be a fabulous time. And so you don't want those little details that you can kind of take control over to damper this great trip. And it was
an awesome trip. Because once we understood the rules, it was easy. It was so enjoyable. I mean, I didn't mind the walking to a point. Don't judge me.
He's still talking about that walking.
Yeah, but it was a good trip. And
everybody, I think, should be able to take this. So this is perfect time for planning for next year. If you all are looking at planning for next year, because it just gives you time to see which ports you want to go to, which ships you want to be on, what's important to you on the ship, because it's going to be less about the ship because you're going to be mostly in those ports. But this gives you time to kind of plan maybe for next summer or next spring or something like that.
And it gives you time to plan your flight. That's a big thing because you can plan your flight on a particular airline and then that will change. So you want to give yourself time to make those adjustments so you can make it to your port on time, make it to your cruise on time, and have a good time. So hope these tips were helpful for you. I wish we would have known some of these beforehand. Even me as a travel agent, I didn't know all of these tips beforehand, and I've been to Europe several times. But we want to make sure that all the questions we got, we hope is helpful for you all. Plan those trips. Reach out to us if there's any questions. And if you have not subscribed to us yet, please.
Waiting for.
Yeah. So you can find all of our cruise content on We Do Travel and everything else. TNO on the go.
We had to separate it. YouTube didn't like us having those two channels. Doing land trips and cruise. We Do Travels for cruise, land trips, restaurants, and everything else is TNO on the go. And we're putting the links in the description. Thank you all so much. Can't wait to see you on the next time.
All right. We do travel.
Yes, we do.